be when I grow up? I want to be a commentator. Oh, I heard it. Did you hear it? A commentator. A tater tot. Anyway, it's 6:36 p.m. Central Standard Time on a Friday evening, and it is the full moon. I think that was a wolf coming in the door. We got no WD-40 around this masterpiece. Who got oil in their lamp on tonight? Who's got shine in their soul, in their eyes? Your eyes may shine, your teeth may grit, but this wit, I hope y'all get this. Let me give you my cash up right now, right up front. We're not gonna play. $, y'all know what that is. That's that snake with the kebab in it. Stick a kebab in it. I am done. $, GoAskVal. I gotta spell it right. GoAskVal. Okay, that's my cash app. By now the world should all have cash app. And it's the new currency, but I do want to reintroduce the cash society, the cachet, the sachet, that swag, that fresh money, that mint, that double mint, that smell, that government money, not the cheese. You hear me smiling for nothing. So, I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out the bag. I was trying to hold this in, and finally I felt like I got permission to fizz, to pop, and in a good way. In a good way, a tell-all kind of way, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm a commentator, I made good and sure everybody was big enough to have their podcast, ValeCast radio station. Take your names, take your places, take your faces, and go where you go. Do what you do. Because when I come out, when the boogeyman comes out, the Boogie Woman, when she's out, she's out. Okay? Remember the lady said, I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. Do y'all listen to the lyrics? See, that can be sometimes the curio of it all, is when you go grab the lyrics so you can hear what they're singing about. Enter into her gates with praise, rah-rah, pom-pom, pomp and circumstance. What's going on? How was your day at school? Earth school. And I just felt like I didn't have anything swell enough to run back to the grave to tell my mother. I went one time, I heard her voice in the wind tell me to put my hood on. I was like, wow, word. I wasn't expecting that. And I had actually had flowers to put on my mother's tombstone. And had realized that my aunt was out there, but I only brought flowers for one. So I gave them to my aunt. I gave them to her because I think that's what my mom would have wanted. And I wasn't as conscious. I wasn't as, sound like a bad word now. Wasn't as aware of dimensions as I am now. Y'all call it dementia. It's dimensions. It's the ions in the different ether worlds. Everybody's talking about 1D, 5D, 6D, 10D, 12D, however many diamonds you got, So, I know. And I'm here to bust the case wide open, ladies and gentlemen. Give a cowboy enough rope, and he'll buy a ranch. So frustrated because my daughter, Elena, aka Yancey, she's a Yankee. Her middle name was actually gotten by attempting to honor her grandmother, her maternal grandmother. And the middle name, and I did research, as I did with all of my children's names. I did research and prayer and supplication on naming my children. And when I found out that I had conceived, I knew right off her name begins with A. I said, now we can go from there. But I know that much. I know this every day. And from there, again, I knew 7 letters, and I had my trusty spiritual warrior, diva, princess, goddess in all of her love and glory and splendor. Intercessor, I had her as my angel. And the angels overshadow and basically shape the time and the baby and the DNA. What DNA to bring forward, what to recess, and what to progress. And it was known that that I and the sperm donor would both carry the trait of sickle cell. And the first thing the white coats wanted to know was, do you want to get amniocentesis? What? No. Why would I let you poke my stomach, draw off my precious juice to find out if she's going to express this sickle cell, quote, anemia, or disease, actually. And so it came to pass, as she was born, that they diagnosed her with sickle cell disease, hemoglobin SS. And once again, I consulted my heavenly host on earth, but this time my Father, the sage way to my mother, but I was still dealing with humankind, earthlings, the walkers. And so he gave me back scripture. He said, what do you see? The report, man's blood lab work says, this number says this and that number says that, and I got it. And these numbers are out of range, and we like these numbers to be over here. And all this, that, and this, and so forth and so on. But I knew a God. And I breastfed all of my children, my living born children on this side, and a few others. Well, anyway, I breastfed my children, and I nursed her the longest, believing that the information and the DNA passed through my titty ducts. We're going to be all in a row. That if I gave her my side of the responsibility, because allegedly it takes 2 to bring on this diagnosis of having the sickle in your hand, to cut the bull, get the bull by the horns, shaped like the sickles. So I had already made a vow to the Lord, not knowing who the Lord was. My mama, basically, in essence and in physical and in spirit and in truth. I made a vow. I said, if it is truly true that it takes 2 to tango, then I take on the negativity, whatever that is, this cell that folds under pressure, this hemoglobin that ain't quite a globe, is a globin, it's just, it's jelly. It ain't got a good ring around it. you know. And so I was like, at that, it would at least take the diagnosis of disease down to trait, which is what I am diagnosed with. And I've tried to get the research. Who did it come from? It come from my mom and my daddy's side. Who is it on your side? Nobody seems to know. So again, chalk it to the Bible. Chalk it to the Bible. Who sinned? Neither, but for the glory of God to be revealed. And so she had all kind of high numbers. She went to the king's daughters in the state for the lovers, you know, covered by people in white, and, you know, all just, you know, just dramatic. Holly freaking wood. If I didn't have my hands in my pocket right now and my other one in my microphone, I need one of those old ones. That's what I need. That one, the 20s, I think, the roaring 20s. It gives you a different feel, a different vibe. I so feel my Louisiana channeling me, following me, bothering me, pulsing at me. But anyway, go girls. This Negro tried to come at me about my daughter, who just turned 18 years old, and I done held my peace, and we have went from judgment hall to judgment hall, school to school, hospital to hospital, until after a while again I had to relinquish my rights to believe in sickle cell disease. It's like, again, it takes two to sword fight, you know. I put mine away. I'm not going to tear my daughter apart. I know how this works. Solomon, the baby's hers. The baby is his. I'm not going to fight. And so I have sent her on senior trip to her auntie house, her TT, her Shay Shay. Her 2 shapeless cat. My sister. And I'm putting it out here because, again, this is my story, and this is how I'm going to break free from all the bull. I am the bull. I'm the bullseye. Leave my baby out of it. She's having fun. She was like, Mom, please don't make me cry in the mall right now. And I was like, niggas, say something hard. She's from St. Louis now. She was conceived in South Carolina. She was germinated in Virginia, and then her hard knock hell week turned into 17 years was in the state of misery, however you want to pronounce it, where I'm still trying to find my counterpart. And it's not a man, no, not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man being a woman that she or he or it or they, no gender specific, I love you all. What's in your panties is yours, in my book. But neither the son of man, the sunshine, that there would need to be a need to repent. But it's already been written, it's already been said, it's already been done. Before the foundations, before the cowhide was put on the BIBLE, I believe I'll bill for this one. These are billable hours, people. And Pecos needs some nachos, and these are my nachos. And what you're not going to do is make a mockery out of my God, out of my joy, out of my prophetic gift of omniscience, omnipotent, to stick the landing, to make the hustle, to be the rebounder, to play all 5 positions on the basketball court with both teams, or just a game of horse. One man's cough is another man's death sentence. The cough begins with a somebody listened to you, and then they responded to your, oh, the baby has a D-dot bone. Little baby Jesus was given gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and y'all decided, material witness. It don't have to be hard. I was just trying to live my life. I was just trying to live my life without a Ouija board. This house has been hallowed for the witch's coven, and I'm willing to leave. But I'm just curious to what comes after that. That ... Because I know there's a kingdom to be built on this soil, on this planet, and it starts like The Stand. Shot in Arizona because she confessed to getting puffed up in herself. Well, if pastry... Anyway, I'm here in the show me state. I don't have to go to Arizona. I don't even have to go to Florida. But I'm going to flow with it. My daddy and my daddy's sister were born on the same date, different year. August being the Leo, the tribe of you the man, you the woman. They played the parts of yin and yang on August the 13th. Known as the unlucky number 13. M is the 13th letter of the Greek alphabet, I'm assuming, or Greek. I don't know which one y'all talking about. I was going to call it Gregorian. I'll give them an alphabet when it stops at G. You know, he told me one time, so I'm just waiting on you to make the first million. I'm married to you, waiting on you to make the first $1 million. That's what I was like, wow, dang. Well, thanks for telling me. And I think subconsciously I started to, like, I can't say wait him out, because I didn't think he was going to make $1 million, so I don't know. But it was just this, you ain't going to be around, bro. You ain't, again, nacho cheese, eh? Nacho cheddar. I won't tell it all here. You'll have to buy the book, and I need a good publisher. I need some Hallmark cards. I need my own company. I need to franchise. My name, my whole name is a trademark. And my chin, and taking it on the chin is my trademark. I need to copyright my name. If it ain't copyrighted already by myself. That's what you're doing when you're practicing your wet signature. Don't let no computer sign your name. You got your fingers, you got your toes, you got your mouth. Sign your name. Meet people eyeball to eyeball. Y'all already agree that the aliens are here. Don't let the aliens be anything more than your computer. It's strange to say, I read all of this, and you know you ain't read it. That's strange. In some circles, they would call it sin. They would call it a lie. They would say, you're gonna go to hell. I'm not sure what should be worse than this. And I think it burns us all up, proverbially, if nothing else. But for others who have autoimmune disorders and inflammation of this, anything with itis on the end, you burn it up from the inside out. And I just happen to love pig. And I love to pig out. I pig out on the word. I pig out on the temperament. I pig out on the peace of God. And I got fat over here. And then I had to meet the devil. I had to meet Satan himself, not realizing that the showdown to the throwdown was Armageddon. I'm like, okay, I'm catching on. This thing is zeroed in on me for real. I was not trained for spiritual warfare to back down to nobody or nothing, even if it came down to myself. You hear what I'm saying? And when you got people in the natural realm confirming what they pull from out of the spiritual realm of the ancestors, what the Bible called the great cloud of witnesses, then you go ahead and you at least make it out of a ValeCast. You at least vocalize it and record it. Peradventure, you do not upload it to the natural, quote, I guess this 3D, 4D, I don't know what dementia y'all got this time, but whatever it is, did I mention it's just another title and another name that's got to bow? Put a bow on it. Shoot it with your Cupid, stupid. Duck. Stop giving up. I said, congratulations. My daughter just turned 18. I emptied the nest for a 2-to-1 blow this week. Do y'all hear me? I hear the applause. I hear it. I hear the whistles. Strike up the band. I got my mind on right. The utilities are functioning. The staff, every faculties, everything is here, squared up. With the potential for expansion on this franchise called Let Me Alone. So I can be about my mama's business, because your father's business has been about hunting and gathering to go into the fire. Well, where the sacrifice? Where the meat? Where the ram? We ain't gonna sacrifice Isaac. We gotta find a ram. What's that ram? What's that Rahab? Where's that red head? Where's that red anything? We got people walking around with red hair. That's why Ronald McDonald tried that. He went all in. I'm gonna feed people. I'm gonna be the redhead. I'm gonna be the stepchild with the, I'm gonna feed the little children, all things that attract Jesus. And the arches, to cover them with the M. The golden arches. Growing up, I used to tell people that I was from St. Louis. They said, the place with the golden ark. And I guess they were right. When I decided that no one is wrong in what they say. It's not about being wrong. What is that? It's about being grown. The anagram for grown. You grown? Fix it. Eat your eggs whatever way. Who cares which came first? The eggs or the grits or the toast? But 13 plus 13 equals 26 with Z's. One Z, one male, one female. Built a foundation. She became the Jones, and my father was already the Jefferson. And so keeping up with the Joneses was kind of replicated on my brother and sister's level, where they were always looking for a thumbs up from the siblings known as the in-home audience. The approval, the Nielsen ratings. And just so happened we had a family called the Neelys. And so all the perfect pieces of my own personal Hollywood projected around the world could be literally reviewed. And I'm interested, who would care to know, who would care to meet the real life Disney, the real life Bambi that is also foretold of in the Bible, so it does not disconnect child from adult. And that we're all here to get to this place called now. Now faith. It's the stuff that I hoped for. It's the evidence of the things I do not see. Not with my natural eye. But in every sentence, there is the ability to continue to find the proceeding word, that which follows, but became before the seed. And that would be the interceptor or the intercessor. That which was given the job to articulate, digest, to be the enzyme in time to make the cut between wholeness and osmosis. Holy osmosis, Batman. It's a dark thing. It's done like under a black light or a red light or a photo. It's, who can understand it? Only those who operate in the dark. Only those with a kind of X-ray vision. Mamas. The hyperglow. But anyway, these are my series of self-care and therapy to talk it out. That, ladies, you breathe first your own 2 lungs for yourself. And I've decreed and declare I truly do need an open space, country, free space that I can blow my pipes out. The different voices and the voice talent that I am. Coming back from the dead, the buried talent that was taken away and given to, everybody else. The man with the 10 talents. And so I will not disappoint the joy of the Lord being my strength. I will not disappoint or frustrate my mother's name being Joyce. I will not frustrate or be remiss or be missing at all on the fact that eDNA is a Dane, and she is a great Dane. And so she passed that mantle down to me. It is 7:04 on the clock, by the way, p.m. Central Standard Time. She passed on that hammer, this microphone, to boom my voice across many waters, to separate fact from fiction, to separate truth from fact, to separate belief from proof, and all the variants and things in between. We are the prophets. We are the sons and the daughters of God. Sons are female and male. Daughters are male and female. We have clean and unclean pupils, students. What you see, what you learn, the gateway. And some people have watched some really grossed out stuff with their eyes. But I was going to not leave this planet without understanding at least a few of my own whys. And it made me wise to at least want to know the truth and to know that there is a truth. And not let anybody sway me from that just because we go into a new age of talk and lingo. So, that being said, I evolve you all. And I invite you to evolve as well. To turn your evil into life, to living. This is my life. I love it. I'm not bound by it. It's a bond. It takes you to make it abound. But I'm into setting people free. That starts with me. Go free, cheesy bread. I put those two back together. My father and his sister, Carl and Florida Lou. 7:07 on the clock. Ask and it shall be given you. I wish that all men would be saved and come to a place of acknowledgement or repenting with a Christ consciousness that we are here under the great spell of theatrics and a play. And that is my not only coping skill mechanism, but it is the way through the portals and the gate of imagination. If you are a thought, whose thoughts are you? And so I honor all of my family members. I honor every walking being on the planet with a soul or without a soul, with a palm or without a palm. Don't let anyone take your light. Don't let anyone remove your candlestick, your ability to shed the light on the truth. I'm the author and the finisher of my faith. I am the creator. And that way, when I do bend on bended knee, all that has heard me say that takes full accountability to the God of my salvation. The only wise God. Be glory and majesty. I can give that majesty and that majestic honor to anybody I want if it's mine first. If I know my own value first, and it is financially limitless. I know this every day. And I refuse to bite the asshole of poverty playing with people that wish to live like dust. I am that gold, but I shall not be walked on. I am that way. I am that street. I am that path. Coming from a black woman, a mother, a grandmother, a niece, an aunt, a cousin, a friend, an intercessor, a chief, a daughter, a son. Until next time.